It's the radio guy, Mike Prince. It's Football Friday. Welcome to another edition of the Mike Prince Show, right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Of course, our social media handles for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are all at the Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is Open Mic Broadcast Network. Our 24-hour dial-in message line, 713-570-6736. And, of course, our website is obnradio.com. And without any further delay, we're going to jump right into today's episode. Man, what a heck of a week for the world of the MEAC, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, Prairie View A&M University, and this nation as a whole. I don't even know where to begin. What I can tell you is we'll take us a quick break and we'll jump all over these topics we just laid out. You listen to the Mike Prince Show, Football Friday. We'll be right back.
Serving the community through faith and athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network.
I'd like to take this time to recognize our sponsors and supporters at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union, Temple of Refuge Ministries, Prairie View Athletic Club, Attorney Lee Van Richardson, Farmers Insurance of Hempstead, Texas, Diva Skin Conditioner, Helping Hands Lawn Service. Thank you for your support of our local and regional coverage of student athletics here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
McClellan, 1993 accounting alumnus of the Prairie View A&M University, 1997 MBA graduate of the Prairie View A&M University and current commissioner of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. It's definitely a pleasure to be on the Mike Prince Show of the Open Mic Broadcast Network hotline. I would just like to say hello to Panther Nation and would like to send a shout out to Mike Prince. I want to congratulate him on all of the great work that he's done in representing the Panthers and representing the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Today is a great day in the history of the Southwestern Athletic Conference as we welcome in Florida A&M University Rattlers. We want to welcome them. We're excited to have Florida A&M Vice President Courtney Gaucher, President, Chairman of the Board. All were integral and critical in order for getting this deal done. We'd like to thank President Ruth Simmons and the entire Council of Presidents and Chancellors of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Great teamwork, great effort from everyone. Florida A&M, our 11th member, we're excited. It's going to be an exciting ride. Some say we are the perennial Black College Conference. I concur. Mike Prince, thanks for the opportunity. Go Panthers.
And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. We want to thank the commissioner of the Southwestern Athletic Conference, Dr. Charles McClellan, calling in on the message line, which is 713-570-6736. It's open to each and every one of you. So be sure to take advantage of that feature we offer here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Well, Florida A&M is part of the family now. What will be the next move for the Southwestern Athletic Conference? Should there be a next move for the Southwestern Athletic Conference? We'll figure that one out as we go down the road. With FAMU now becoming part of the SWAC family, it definitely swings the pendulum in favor of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. If there was ever a debate between the MEAC and the SWAC, it was always that SWAC is what you think of as football. MEAC was pretty good with the basketball. This move with FAMU coming over to the Southwestern Athletic Conference truly strengthens and solidifies the football aspects even more. Now, we have been breaking down the potential conference shakeups and makeups that could be, would not be, and we were going to feature that a little bit today. It began to come to mind as we were putting out the projected coulda, woulda, shouldas, hypothetical realignment of the divisions as we once upon a time knew them, or do you even keep divisions right now, just make it one conference and go accordingly? If you were to go to divisions, if we keep the East and the West, as we made mention, the new look East could look like FAMU, Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Mississippi Valley, Jackson State, and Alcorn. That means you would have 6 in the East, 5 in the West. Off balance, and you could patiently wait for that 12th edition, or would it even be necessary, as we mentioned, to go with 12? Stick with the 11, just make it one conference. Or you could have Alcorn slide over to the West, because geographically, Alcorn would be closer to the Western Division teams than any other school in the East right now. Just something to look at. But I think the most logical way would be to dissolve the East and West divisions, let them all play in the off-balance scheduling. Your top 2 teams play for the SWAC championship, and that's what I'm saying. There have been a lot of speculations of should you invite to Bethune-Cookman. I'm saying, I don't think so. I've even heard some people go and say, why not Miles or Langston? Come on, people. And if there was one that would make the most logical sense, it would be Tuskegee. But it would not be something that could happen overnight. It would be a 4 to 5 year process in order for Tuskegee to make that official move toward Division I programming. But it's not a necessary must in order for the SWAC to be successful. Then, of course, there's the Tennessee State factor. Personally, I don't believe Tennessee State is interested in coming over. They'd like you to court them and, dangle the carrot, if you would. But I don't think they're that interested in relocating. They've been nestled in the OVC for 25 years or so now, and they are content there. So if it's not broke, don't try to fix it. But meanwhile, it's an exciting time with the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Going to be pretty entertaining to hear from the likes of Shotgun Willie Simmons and KJ Black. Of course, their last stop in the Southwestern Athletic Conference was with Prairie View A&M University. Now they will come in wearing enemy colors. That's going to always be fun. Can you imagine when football gets back on track, the heated rivals that are going to take place? Man, what an exciting time to be a part of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Prairie View A&M University had presentations this week by 2 candidates for the athletic director's vacancy on the campus. Heard from Irving Lewis and Dr. Donald Reed. Both candidates laid out their goals, expectations, did a little Q&A with the audience, both in-house and online. Both had some high points and some low points, if you ask me. The cards have been laid out. Now it's decision time. According to the powers that be, it's going to be at least 2 weeks before a decision has been made. Don't understand why it's going to take so long. It's already been a process that started in January. I strongly recommend that if either one of these persons, the one that you want to roll with, make the decision, move forward. The longer you let this idle, the more complicated it becomes. I'm going to take a break. We're going to hear from Rob Butler and his Southland Report right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
This is Rob Butler with your Southland Report. Let me start with a quote from Marino Kasem, the former coach at Alcorn State University. Kasem said this: "In the East, college football is a cultural exercise. On the West Coast, it is a tourist attraction. In the Midwest, it is cannibalism. But in the South, it is religion, and Saturday is the holy day." When I stated the other day that the Southland Conference was the SEC of FCS, I was referring to the geographical footprint. You got teams in Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. We are in the South Central United States. The Southland was actually a charter member of Division 1A, which is FCS. Division I split for football in 1978. It moved to the FCS ranks, or 1AA, in 1982, where, of course, it's remained to this day. Now, as for national championships, well, there's not much to compare to the SEC. Northeast Louisiana, now Louisiana Monroe, won the 1987 Division I AA national title. McNeese State also played in the 1997 1AA national championship game, and Stephen F. Austin played in the 1989 title game, one of 4 playoff runs for the Lumberjacks. Northwestern State has made 6 playoff runs and advanced to the semifinals in 1998. But if I were to label an Alabama of the conference, I'd have to go with Sam Houston State, even though they haven't won a national championship. Their postseason success speaks for itself. They've appeared in the 1AA FCS playoffs 11 times with an overall record of 19-11. In 2011, they made it to the national championship game, losing to North Dakota State 17-6. Now, in 2012, they returned to the title game in Frisco, losing to the Bison again by a score of 39-13. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Sam Houston State would have to be the most likely candidate from the Southland Conference to win national championships. Now, to do that, they'll have to get past either North Dakota State or James Madison. Of course, this is purely hypothetical, but that's why we love football, and hopefully we'll find out this fall. The death of George Floyd has sparked protests and calls for racial reform across the country. On Monday, the Southland Conference joined the discussion, calling for change and voicing support for the black community. In the Southland's lengthy statement released Monday, the conference condemned recent instances of violence and injustice against black individuals. The statement read this, quote, "The overwhelming feelings of anger, frustration, and grief, all of us in the Southland Conference are completely heartbroken by the multiple episodes of racial injustice in our nation. Many of our coaches and administrators have publicly expressed their thoughts on the matter. We hurt for the suffering experienced by all individuals who have endured any racial discrimination, marginalization, or violence. There is simply no place for any of this. We must challenge ourselves and all of society to be better than this. By combining love, compassion, honesty, understanding, and fairness, we can find a united path through this." Close quote. In its statement, the Southland said it will work even harder to combat racism, intolerance, or violence of any kind. That's Rob Butler, Open Mic Broadcast Network.
And thanks, as always, Rob, for doing an excellent job on your reporting about the Southland and with the latest of the protests going on throughout the country. A lot of times people choose to ignore some obvious things that are going on. And when you really count up the cost, hadn't that been done enough? Hadn't that been going on long enough? We don't like to talk about things that are difficult to talk about. But yet, it's the only way that you're going to make any type of true advancement. Talking about it in your little pockets and your little personal bubbles is one thing, but to be upfront, to be vocal on issues that should no longer be just discussed in private chat rooms. Of course, racism is an evil force that has always been around us, but we chose to ignore it for whatever reason. Whether we get caught up in athletics, we get caught up in theater, we get caught up in music, and we choose not to talk about it, but it does not make it go away. And eventually, everything comes to a head, and you've just got to deal with it straight up. That's where we are right now. A lot of you guys are upset with Drew Brees and the comments that he made. There's no need of getting upset with Drew Brees for him speaking how he truly felt, and he was forced to give an apology that didn't come from the heart. That's not the problem. The problem is you continue to look at things from a different perspective because it does not directly affect you. For you to state that someone is unpatriotic for not standing with their hand over their heart while a song is being played that is glorifying killing every slave lover and every slave for the sake of the land? You don't understand why people are taking knees? How can I expect him to truly understand what it's like to deal with that in this land that I love, where the Constitution considers me only as 3/5 of a human being? But you have a problem that I choose to kneel at the national anthem when I could imagine the conversation that Drew Brees has had with his sons. Son, whenever you get pulled over by an officer, you make sure you ask permission if it's okay if you reach towards your glove box so you can show that you have proof of insurance. And you let him know that before you move your hand off the steering wheel, I am going to reach toward my glove compartment now. Is that okay? Maybe Breeze hadn't had that conversation yet, that regardless of what the police officer says to you and how they talk to you, you say yes, sir, no, ma'am, yes, ma'am, no, sir, to make sure that we don't have to come down to a morgue and identify your body. I'm pretty sure he hadn't had to worry about those sort of things. And I'm not one, I don't make excuses. I've never made an excuse in my life. If you all knew half the things that I deal with right now. So I'm not going to allow you to put me in that box. But it's time for people to stop only seeing things the way they see it. And if we're really going to be a United States of America, let's come clean. It's a different perspective. But just because you don't understand my way, don't demonize me. We talk about the looting, and I don't promote looting at all. But do understand this, that this country was built off of looting. We looted the land from the Native American. You looted the people of Africa to build the country. And you loot in what we called affectionately squatters' rights. So it seems like the only way to get one's attention is by looting. Once again, I'm not condoning it, but I do understand it. So let's stop all the whispers and let's really come forward and discuss the issues at hand. We know it's an unbalanced playing field. And for the new millennial generation, some of you saying I had nothing to do with it. No, you had nothing to do with it, but you are benefiting from it. It's just that simple. We know and have known for a long time that it's always been a moving target. But we don't complain. We adjust, move forward, and work with what we have. But people can only take so much for so long. And if we're going to let the land of the free and the brave reign true, then someone is going to have to step up and be accountable. Someone is going to have to put some words into action to start a true change in this democracy. And as I close, I truly believe in the power of God's word. Ecclesiastes 12 says there's a time and a season for everything. Martin Luther King said, we shall overcome. Malcolm X said, by any means necessary. And in the infamous words of India Arie, we need to come back toward the middle and have a balanced approach to getting the necessary results. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Enjoy your weekend. Until the next time, you guys be blessed. We'll see you on the other side.